Hello everyone. So here's the deal. I was really tired of making what ifs, and that's why I started a computer and automotive content. And even though the videos are permanently etched on this channel, the moped content is now on another channel. So if you miss it, it's there. So this series revolves around the combination or crossover between Dragon Ball universe and Undertale universe. Now, to make this look even remotely legit, I will state that in this scenario, the two worlds are basically one. So, Dragon Ball Earth and universe and everything, and Undertale world beneath the Earth's surface. Also, to clarify for simplicity, the character models will be in their own style instead of whatever atrocities fans made. Let's start from the beginning. Goku, or in this case Kakarot, lands on Earth in his pod. It's hella confused on where he is, while in fact, it is Mount Paozu. Gohan does rush to the area and finds the pod and starts searching the area. He does find little Kakarot crawling around and the canon events start. But only up until the point when Goku would fall and hit his head in a ravine. But in this case, he wouldn't fall into a random ravine, but the entrance to the underground. Kakarot screams falling out of the basket and Gohan sees Kakarot falling to his inevitable doom. After a long fall, he's laying on the ground unconscious, completely missing the entire flower bed. He hit his head in the process and is in a short-term coma. Flowey comes out from the ground and sees Kakarot there. He waits for him to awaken, but Toriel fends Flowey away and takes a look at the little toddler lying there. She sees that Kakarot is wearing a weird armor, sort of reminiscent of Asgore's. He questions if this is Asgore's doing, but takes it as anxiety and lifts Kakarot up to take him back to her house. Right after that, Grandpa Gohan has jumped down the hole with a Nimbus cloud, searching for Goku. He sees nothing but the exit and flowers scattered about the sunlight. He scouts for a little while in the area and then goes back up undefeated and sad. Back in Toriel's house, she realizes the child isn't awake yet and checks upon him. Checking for injuries, she notices that his head has suffered significant trauma and it all clicks into place. If it wasn't Flowey who displaced him, he fell that way right onto his head. So she nurses the poor kid into health and checks the rest of his body for wounds. She finds this tail, which returns to the Asgore theory back. She sees that the child is eerily human but has a tail, and that his hair is naturally spiky, which is unheard of from humans. Makes her think he might be some kind of half-human, half-monster type of deal. She still nurses Kakarot, whispering the name Lysander to him as she continues noticing progress. One day, Toriel sees him awake and alert. Kakarot asks of his whereabouts and Toriel tells him of how he arrived here, how he hit his head, and she helped him get better, talking to him like a mother caring for a child. Kakarot mentions how he has zero recollection of any events and that all he remembers was a scary looking flower staring back at him. Toriel knows what flower and tells him about Flowey, that he's a soulless being without any compassion or reason. Kakarot nods but then asks for his name. Toriel is unsure what to say, saying she doesn't know his name but given him the name Lysander. From all the way back when she whispered to him when she cared for him. Kakarot says it's too long and tries to pronounce it and eventually settles on Lys. Toriel is relieved he accepted the name and now his name is Lys. Lys doesn't really have much to do now, so he listens to Toriel's stories. After a while, he asks if there's anything he can do, something physical. Toriel is against the idea, saying he just awakened from a terrifying injury and to relax, but Lys says he feels perfectly fine and stronger even. Toriel tells him not to beat himself up about trying to be useful and just relax. Liz then starts wandering around and finds the practice dummy. He starts with light kicks and punches and works on his form and kind of training on his own. But then something happens. His soul engages in combat with the dummy. He's unsure what this is or how to go back, so he chooses to fight out of fear. He aims the meter out of anxiety and completely going out of bounds, not even getting a solid hit. And the dummy reacts by trying to spare Liz. So he tries to somehow flee and it works. His soul is returned to his body and he's back together. Toriel comes out just in time to see what is going on, feeling a battle going on outside. Liz is visibly scared and asks Toriel on what the fuck just happened, so Toriel explains that too. Several years later, Liz and Toriel have become very close. Toriel has taught him a lot about the mechanics of the underground, the fighting, sparring, acting, and the bullet board. She spars a lot with him, whether it's physically or in a soul battle. Toriel finds something very interesting about him. His soul color is unlike anything she's ever seen before. It's striped with an orange and green mix. She couldn't believe that such a soul could exist without external means or changes during battle. One fateful day arrives. Another human falls from the surface world. Toriel knows of it and is about to go take care of Flower's bullshit, but Liz tells her not to worry about that and that he'll take care of it. He goes fast, jumping over Toriel's traps and towards the flower garden. The human is already engaged in a bullet board, but Liz can also engage others too, courtesy of Toriel, and engages Flowey. Since he only holds other souls, he engages the light blue. Liz knows how to do his attacks and has abilities of energy blasts, but Flowey evades and flees, going back into the ground. He saves the new child, which we learn is Frisk, and takes them to Toriel to be introduced to the underground. Frisk is interested in the concept and all, but kinda wants to go back to the surface. Toriel is against the idea, deeming it extremely dangerous. Liz counters by saying there must be some way and that they can get there by any means necessary. Toriel rushes down to the door towards Snowdin, attempting to destroy. Liz and Frisk rush after her and Toriel doesn't allow them past her. Liz tries to reason, saying he will lead, that he's strong enough, but Toriel still objects. She says that all the others before them were killed in the wild, so she won't accept another soul on her conscience. Frisk then steps in, wanting to prove they're strong and able to survive in the world. Toriel engages against better judgment while Liz spectates. Frisk keeps attacking Toriel and dealing damage while trying their best to avoid Toriel's hits. Liz can't watch anymore and he engages his own soul into the bullet board. His soul begins flashing between the striped colors and purple, restraining Frisk from doing anything else. Toriel knows Frisk will stay determined and gives up on the fight, sending the souls back and breaking down in front of them both, saying how she doesn't want this to happen. She doesn't want them to die, but seeing how hopeful they are, she will let them go, giving them cell phones to talk in case something goes south to be saved. Something she didn't want to do before. Frisk and Toriel share a hug, and Liz swears to Toriel that they will make it back to the surface. Toriel sees hope for the first time in them, and so she lets them leave to Snowdin. Flowey intercepts on the way out, but seeing Liz and the seriousness in his face, he retreats and they pass without any issues. They emerge at the beginning of the forest and start walking. They're slightly freezing, but continue onward, seeing buildings far ahead and they gun into over there. Liz then stops, Frisk along with him and asking what's wrong. Liz smells bones, but moving fast. Liz looks in the woods, continuing to follow the smell. Then, someone appears behind them, seemingly disappointed to be on such a high guard. Liz frantically turns around, ready for a battle, but sees someone holding out their hand for a handshake. Liz lowers the guard and carefully approaches, Frisk watching on. Liz hesitantly shakes the hand of the unknown and the fork cushion goes off. Liz is confused but Frisk smirks at the oldest trick in the book. Sans then fully reveals and introduces himself to the two. Stay tuned for part 2, where we continue into the Snowdin town. And I promise I will continue this soon. Thank you for watching, and peace out.